got a couple of knives here that I use for filleting fish, different applications for the different knives. As you can see, these two are, this fella's worn down quite a bit compared to this fella, and he was the same size as that guy initially. Most of this is done on the stone, but when we get to the end of our sharpening the knife on the stone, and we get that knife to an edge that we feel is quite sharp and worthy of ready to cut fish, we just want to smooth that out, because if you put a magnifying glass on that and you looked really closely, you will see some jagged teeth edges to your knife that when you cut fish, those are going to stick in, they're going to cut into bone, they're going to make it really hard for you to slide your knife through the fish and make a fillet. We call it the sticky knife, and you want to get rid of that by running it over a steel. So your steel is going to be your best friend while you're working between fish and after you've smoothed your knife out on the stone. So I've got two different techniques that you can use with the steel. The same method applies as it was to the stone, where you want to keep that same angle. So you just want to be conscious of the same angle that you had on that stone or where you're working, and apply it to the steel. And you just need to run the entire length of the knife down the steel. First user-friendly method I would suggest is just to have your steel pressed down against the bench, somewhere where you feel comfortable and it's not going to move around and it's in place. You could lay a cloth down or a rag down underneath it. And then just starting at the right close to the handle of your knife, you just start, get the angle that you think is the closest to what you worked on the stone, and just slide all the way down to the edge of your knife. And then to the other side, and do the same on the other side. And then you just keep working that, and just try to keep that consistent. Go slow if you feel you should go slow. You don't need to push really hard, but just keep constant contact with the knife to the steel. And you want to do about 5 to 10 motions on either side. And when you go to cut your fish, if you feel that knife still just doesn't feel right and it's still sticking into the fish, you might need to go back to the steel, and that will eventually work you out. Another method that we use that I prefer is just to hold your steel pointing up to the sky, and just the opposite end. You start the base of your knife at the top of the steel and you work down. You work down like that. You may feel like you're going to slice yourself or cut yourself, or the blade's near you, but you'll eventually get the technique that, as you pull down, the tip of your knife doesn't leave anywhere further than just the base of the steel. So you're just working down and finding that angle. As you do it progressively, you'll work out the angle better. So that's how you use a steel to sharpen a knife. Keep it sharp.